Kenny, did Henry?
Would like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity podcast for the Top Gun Sales Bootcamp training. Let's dive right in. And Nora, what you got?
I'm not 100% sure what my numbers were for last week. I don't have electricity yet, so I can't look. And I forgot to check last night. Um, and I don't think I have anything else.
Um, Kenny, what you got?
Um, it seems things that we got a little tight with trying to manage um who will do servicing and when, because we're short. Like Nathan, we haven't replaced Nathan yet.
So what's the question?
I'm not sure what to do about that.
Anybody have any suggestions and ideas? So let's go ahead and say that you have like all your referral sources are listening to this right now. Your business, all the business, your business partners, all your referral sources are listening to this right now. What are they thinking?
I need to find somebody else to do business with.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Questions?
What?
So when you have children, so you have a son, let's say, is in, let's say, you know, seventh grade, let's say, and he's getting a D in history. Uh, what what do you go ahead and how do you approach that situation?
I probably asked him if he knows that he's getting a D.
Okay. And why is that the most important first question to ask anyone?
If they're not aware of it and they can't do something about it.
Right. So the first is, do they see? are you are you aware? so so let's say that they say, nope, didn't know I was, didn't know that I was getting a D. Then what?
Well, and tell them.
Right. And so what's the core on that?
Awareness or communication.
Awareness, communication, attentiveness, you know, attentiveness. Maybe that's the answer. Ooh, you guys might have helped me. That's pretty cool. Like, nice. Sorry, go ahead.
So sorry, I'm a little slow. Why would the people or our referral partners tell us to find somebody else to do business with?
So
Or is that not what Kevin said or Kenny said?
yeah, that's what Kenny said. Yep.
Was it sarcasm or
No. So like in teaching and developing people, when do you give people the answer and when do you allow them to struggle through it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Like, I don't know either. Like, you're 62, Mark. You have 3 degrees in business. Like, well, don't they teach you anything? Evidently not. Don't know. I do not know the answer to that. And so, Luke, we've talked about, being responsive and if you ask somebody a question, like if you ask somebody, like if I said, Luke, what's your name?
Luke?
If you take a long time to answer that, what are people going to think?
I'm kind of dumb.
Right. Do people want to work with people who are kind of dumb?
Not really.
Not really. So if you don't go ahead and when you don't go ahead and respond quickly, it's maybe out of 2 reasons. Maybe there's 2 reasons why people don't respond quickly. Three reasons why people don't respond quickly.
Which is what?
They're,
What's that?
They're dumb and they're not attentive and they don't care.
Okay. So one is, they haven't thought about it. It's not stupid, they're ignorant. Like, which would you rather be, stupid or ignorant? Like, so they're ignorant. They've not thought about the answer. So they're like, I don't know. Nobody's ever asked me my name before. I don't know what my name is. So ignorant, like they haven't so we haven't thought about something. Like we just haven't thought about it. So it takes a long time to process something we haven't thought about. The second reason I think is out of fear. And a lot of people do that. Anybody know how you can tell if somebody's not answering out of fear? It's the funniest thing in the world. It used to irritate me. Now I just laugh. Yeah, you can tell. Mark's thought about this before. And so the people will say, well, that's what I was going to say. So they had the answer, but they were afraid of answering because of ego. They don't want to be wrong. And so what they do is they don't answer until after you give them the answer. They say, oh, because then they want credit. They're like, oh, pat me on the back. Oh, pat me on the back. I had the right answer. So what they're doing is they're revealing a position of fear. And the third reason, I think, is because they know the answer, but they don't want to be the teacher's pet, or they might want to go ahead and that would be a fear, probably fear of looking smart. My oldest brother, he was academically very smart. He's a CPA. Mark, not so much, but he went ahead and purposely in high school. We went to a private Christian high school, and he purposely got lower grades so people wouldn't make fun of him or something. I don't know. I never had that problem purposely getting lower grades. I just I just did. And so maybe the third reason is because they want to give others a chance to speak. So if you had referral partners and you don't know the answer to that question, you're going to look kind of stupid. So we look kind of stupid when we ask questions. It's almost like I'd rather have, and most of the time you're not going to come up with, like, you want to learn how to, they say in sales, fake it till you make it. Like, does that answer your question, Luke?
Yes.
And so, so Ginger Ann's going in this morning. Ginger Ann's going in this morning to be induced to have number 7 child. So Grandpa has the 6 kids today. And so, I was talking yesterday to my oldest grandson, and so I was talking to him about maybe him working with me on creating a game. And it was fascinating because he said, "Well, what kind of a game, Grandpa?" And I said, "Like a treasure map, and choices and consequences." So he's 14, I believe. And so it's like, I said, sometimes it seems like people have a hard time connecting choices and consequences. Like they have something bad happen in their life and they don't realize it until later. He's like, "Oh, Grandpa." He's like we could go ahead and have like going like a bear or something. You could make the right choice, or you could make a choice and you could get through that, but then late 2-3 stations later down, adventures down, you get hurt from it. And I'm like, dang, that guy, man, he's smart. Like, good. Yeah. And so you can when you have an issue today, when you look at having an issue today, and another one, like my other grandson, he's 12, I believe. And so he needed to play the piano. You need to practice the piano. But his younger siblings, they were sleeping. So grandma did not want them to be woken up. So he was kind of a little bit upset about that. And I'm like, well, hey, bud, you can make up for it tomorrow. And in the future, you could have, if you'd have got ahead of this situation. So the problem we're having today is in most situations a result of not thinking yesterday, or not working yesterday, or not having a sense of urgency. So our problems today are a result of poor choices in the past. We're not seeing into the future. And so I was working with Claude yesterday a lot. I mean, a lot. And it was so interesting in mapping out the personalities. I'm learning a lot. And so, which of the 4 personalities, tends to be able to see into the future really well?
The driver?
The driver. Why?
Don't know. Just
They're looking.
Why? Good. Why?
maybe goals.
Okay, so good. So their goals are important to them. That was one thing I was going to ask you guys today. I was going to ask you guys, like, how do you help somebody care about goals? How do you help an adult care about goals? Like, how do you not care for adults and help them care about their goals? Like, that was one of the questions. And so goals, they care about goals. Like they want to achieve something in life. And so they're very much focused on that. Good. Why else?
And not have the past repeat itself.
Why and why isn't that true with all the personalities?
You would think so.
Right? See, I think about a year ago is when I discovered something. I felt so stupid. I'm like, how do you not know this? See, I've said for 40 years, I've said the analytic doesn't like when things are out of order, wrong. The amiable doesn't like when there's conflict, and the expressive doesn't like when things are boring. And then it hit me about a year ago. I'm like, oh my goodness, Mark, you've had it all wrong all these years. The analytic loves when things are wrong. The amiable loves when there's conflict, and the expressive loves when things are boring. They love it.
Why?
Because the analytic can go ahead and feel smart and point out why everybody else is wrong and they're right. They can come in and they're like a knight in shining armor, and they're the ones that come in and say, "See, I'm smart. I can figure this out. This is why it went wrong." The amiable can come in and save the day. They're the ones that can go ahead. They're the ones that can solve the conflict. Like they're the peacemakers. They can come in and say, sorry about this, and oh, look at this, and that's really rough. They love it because they are the ones who are rescuing. And the expressive loves when things are boring because puts them that puts them in the front and the center, and they can go ahead and be the class clown. They can be the one that goes ahead and makes everybody laugh. So what I used to think is painful, they actually like all of them. It's not painful. It's actually pleasure. They get tremendous pleasure when things are wrong. The analytic, it's not their fault, obviously. And the amiable, well, they love when there's conflict because it's obviously not their fault. And, the expressive, obviously, it's, boring. It's not their fault. They're the ones, their gifts are then able to be shown. Mark, that's really fascinating. Holy cow.
So does the driver like when things are out of control?
See, that's a great question. And I didn't have the answer to that until about 30 seconds ago. Maybe they do until they're 62. Maybe they do until they're 62. At 62, they don't like it. They do not like it. Why don't they like it at 62? But before then, they liked it. They loved when things got out of control. Maybe. I'm not saying this is true. I'm just saying this is, I'm like I didn't know before. I'd be like, I don't know, maybe, right? If it's true for the other three, it must be true for the driver because everybody's a human being. So I always thought, I don't know, maybe it's a blind spot. I'm just not aware of it. But right now, I thought, so why would somebody be okay with it for 62 years and then all of a sudden they're not? Maybe because they're tired of cleaning up other people's messes. I mean, you all know my wife, is Kevin, not as much, but she's an amiable. And I have noticed, I'm like, honey, with the kids and everything else, um, when I'm around, there's not conflict. So I did notice that. It's just weird. It's like, honey, when I'm around, there's not conflict. Why not? With the kids.
You'll run them over.
I will. you will be a smoking hole in the ground. Like, get along with your siblings. Don't hit them. Like, do not go ahead. Like one of the twins when they were 3 years old. I have so many stories, it's insane, but I don't know. Do you guys get the point? Maybe. And so in this stuff, after 62 years, just the driver's just tired of cleaning up other people's messes. So they're just like, you know what? So I did learn this, like, I don't know, probably 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago. I did realize something about out of control. And there's what's one of the fastest ways to gain control? You let things get out of control. And you just let it get out of control. So there's something in nature. There is something in nature that goes ahead. I believe that God's designed into human beings and into nature that goes ahead and it gets out of control. And then all of a sudden there's control. Like you look at the tornadoes that went around, that's out of control. Is it? I don't know. But it's fascinating. So the challenge is when people don't learn. Like the analytic will say, well, there's no way I could have seen that. Is that true? Like 10X, the book and the audio book for 10X. Like he says, you got in a car accident. Well, you could have driven a different direction. You could have done that. He talks about extreme ownership. Like, how could have I prevented that from happening? Like, how could I? So you look at your present situation because you're in your present situation. In your present situation, it's only gonna get worse. If you lose $10 today because of sloppiness, because you're not thinking ahead, because you're not considerate, because you don't care, it's going to cost you $100 tomorrow and $1,000 and $10,000. It's going to be worse. Luke, what you got, sir?
So something that I'm a little bit working on is how do I determine which jobs come first when I'm scheduling like a month out or
Sure.
like
So
there's
great question. So it's on decision making. And so in decision making, I don't know, decision making algorithm right here. So what you want to do is you want to go through and look at these. I don't know how many. If you look at them all, looks like there's 4 of them. And so you look at these and see if they give you the answer. And if they don't give you the answer, then you come back and we shoot something on decision making. Now, hopefully they'll give you the answer. If you haven't gone through it, then you'll say, ooh, I'm glad I went through it. If you've gone through this and you didn't pay attention last time, hopefully you'll go, I went through that. Why didn't I pay attention? There's a large probability as to like why you didn't catch it the first time around. Anybody know why? There's a large probability you didn't catch it the first time around.
because I wasn't looking.
That's part of it, but there's something else. So you guys aren't paying attention, really close attention to Elaine. Elaine is one of the top 2 note takers I've met in my life. That girl, she has taking notes all the time. Grandpa Chappelle, Tom, Kuntz's grandfather said at 15, Tom, you're not going to see why this is beneficial to you now. You just won't. All I ask is that you write it down because it will have significance. See, Grandpa Chappelle knew. So this was over 50 years ago. Grandpa Chappelle knew if you don't write things down, you're not going to remember them. You just won't. So if Luke went through one of these or all four of these in the past and he didn't write it down, then, he's not going to remember it when he needs it. Nice. So this is maybe the breakthrough that I would been looking for lately. So this is the 25-year value transfer system. This is so I noticed, in my 20s. So again, that's a driver, right? Looking into the future and saying, like, when I have kids, what's going to happen to my kids? If I can get out in front of my children and what's going to happen, maybe I can go ahead and alter that, change that future. So what I did is, I noticed that the fourth generation of Christian, so, first generation of Christians tend to be on fire. It doesn't matter. It's not Christian. It's anything, like immigrants. Like first generation of immigrants, holy cow, do they work hard. Not now, not all of them, but a lot of them do, especially in the Latino community. They have a reputation of working really hard. And so first generation of immigrants often work really hard. Second generation are more educated often. They have more opportunity. They don't work as hard. Third generation, not so much. And fourth often becomes entitled. So you just look at generational stuff. So in Christians, it's first generation's on fire, but they don't know anything. And so you send your kids to Sunday school and all of a sudden they get all this knowledge and they have all this knowledge, but not a lot of passion. Not as much passion as first generation. Third generation, oh, Grandpa's right here, buddy. Come on. Grandpa's doing so by the fourth generation, they blow out. So what I did is I said, my kids, I think, are the fourth generation. I don't want them blowing out. So what I did is I created a 25-year value transfer system, and I spent 3 years, when I was reading through the Bible and stuff, I spent 3 years identifying values. Then when I did, then I went ahead and categorized all the values into 5 areas: values, skills, work ethic, leadership, and results. Then I went ahead and broke it down from 0 for the first year of their life. Teach them cheerfulness, gentleness, graciousness, happy, and patient. So these are you can teach a young child, these 5 things. So this is Mikey. And so Mikey's got a younger sister, and he's going to have, Lord willing, he's going to have a younger brother or sister, another one today. Then what I did is I said, okay, the first 5 years of their life, 50% of the focus is going to be on values, 20% is on skills, 10% is on work ethic, 10% is leadership, and 20% is results. From 6 to 10, it's 20, 50, 20, 10, and 10. From 11 to 15, 10, 20, 50, 20, 10. From phase 4, 16 to 20, 10, 10, 20, 50, 20. And ongoing after 20 years old is 20, 10, 10, 20, and 50. Pretty fascinating. Now, if you say, Mark, did it work? It'd be like, maybe not so much. I don't know. Maybe they'd be, I don't know. And so, but I think what I'm noticing is that people, adults, they don't have these skills. So they don't have these skills. And so it's like, and there's, I think, roughly 100 of them. Yeah, there's roughly 100 of them, a little over 100 of them. And so if an adult doesn't have these skills, what do you do? What do you do to help them get these skills? Oh, and then we broke it down into different phases, and then we broke it down into which personality tends to be naturally good at it. So pretty fascinating. Anybody else have anything else? You guys will want to think about this because I'm noticing in your companies where you and or people around you do not have these values. There was a value transfer system that we had for the kids, and there was 2 pages that we worked on, and maybe I can bring that up next time if you guys remind me, where you can actually instill this because it's how we think. All of these values is based on how we think. And so it's learning to think differently, which is the hardest thing for a human being to seem to be able to do. Always remember we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.